Alright, so here's the tweeter again, and here is the way that you're going to be able to read. It won't be a mirrored view of this, and it's a Rockford Fosgate, and it's a soft dome tweeter, and it's actually, I'd imagine it's like an inch soft dome tweeter, and that it's pretty damn soft. And it's 4 ohms, 25 watts, made in China. And this thing did pretty damn good, you know. I'm not sure how it was crossed over, but I'm hoping that the new, so that's the location. That was the factory location for it, and that's where I'm putting my mid-range, which is this motherfucking badass JBL, which I'm gonna have to see how it's gonna drill in there. But that's the where the tweeter, this tweeter that I was just showing you guys used to go. And here's what it looks like on the other side with the panel, with the grill, which I removed. It's right there, and I had to take apart everything in here because I thought I really needed to. I am going to send all the wires all through here, but really this is open all the way to down here. So once I open up this hole, I could see all the way down to like my mat. So I'm not sure how I feel about that because I want these to have some sort of an enclosure, but god damn, these are fucking badass. These are the JBL Stadium 3-inch mid-range. This is what I'm going to be installing now, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this sounds like. There it is. There's a little bit of info there, but I can't wait. I can't wait. Bye-bye. Alright, so I've decided where I'm going to put my hole in the A-pillar. I really hope this was a good choice because fuck it, I'm already drilling into this thing. So yeah, if you have an idea of how this went in the car, well, that's where I'm putting it. I'm just drilling a lot of holes, as you can see here, and then just kind of going through it with the drill, with just a this size bit on it right here. And then I've got a sanding, circular sanding block that I'm going to clean this all up with and put this tweeter there. And I just don't think I have a lot of options to get the clearance that I need. I mean, here, this gives me all the clearance that I need in the back, where it wasn't in other areas, and this is about shoulder height, which is what I've read in a lot of places. And with the swivel mount on the tweeter itself, it really doesn't swivel that much, to be honest with you. I mean, it only swivels, let's see if I can show you right here, that from here to there. So if you look at that again, it swivels from, I could do it with one finger, from this to that. So that's the maximum to one direction. This is going to be the maximum to the other direction. So I'd say it's about like 30 degrees or so. If we look at this from the side, about 30-degree swivel. So hopefully that swivel right there will put it in the direction that I would like it to be, which is going to be off axis to me. And I'll show you guys in just a little bit how this comes out. I hope it sounds good, because I don't really have a lot of other choices for now until I build like tweeter pods, and I don't think I'm gonna do that anytime soon. I'm taking a lot of time away from a lot of important things in my life to do this. Important things that I'm gonna get back into. But there it is again. This is how much this thing swivels. Let's see if we can do it again. So from there to there, here to here. So I'm going to put it in this position before I install this in the A-pillar. So it is what it is. Alright, so you see these instructions right here, how the tweeter, you can mount it on either a flush mount plastic piece, which is this one here, or you can mount it on a swivel piece, which, so you can look at the picture here, see how that turns like that. It swivels this way. That's what I was showing before. And anyway, it's supposed to come with this screw to fasten the back of the tweeter. So once you've got it mounted into this piece and in here, and you've got it swiveled in the direction you want, this is supposed to hold onto it in the back. Well, JBL did not include that screw. I looked at everything that came in here, and it didn't include it. So I had to find a makeshift screw. But anyway, this is how it turned out. Not bad at all. Here's the back of how this went. So this is what I had to do. I had to use a screw that kind of worked, along with a bolt in order to secure that So as you can see, it's swiveled all the way to your left, which makes the tweeter swivel out in this direction. This is how it came out. So this will be on my pillar, and essentially this is what I'll see as I'm driving. It'll be like that. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Came out pretty flush, and yeah, so that's it. So there's a little video as I'm about to do the install on this side. This just pops up. So there's that grill. I'm just gonna put it down here for now. And there's the stock tweeter, which just pops up. And this is the A-pillar, which I'm gonna put the tweeter right here. So let's see how this thing, get this thing to pop up. There it is. So there's the stock tweeter. It's a nice little soft dome tweeter by Fosgate, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep going here and I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, so a quick video here just showing what's happening. Here is where I'm doing all the wiring. This is my A-pillar, which I'm just laying here with the wiring done, and it's going into the down from the pillar, down underneath, and then I'm preparing to get it all through to the door. But here, I'll just kind of stand this up and just mock it up real quick so you could see what's really happening. So there's my A-pillar. So when it's all put together, it's going to look like that. That's the A-pillar, that's the tweeter there. Then to the right of it, so tweeter on the left, A-pillar. To the right of it is my mid-range, which is not going to have that grill. It's going to have the factory grill. I just put that grill on there to protect the dome mid-range while I'm doing all of this wiring. And that mid-range is wired in the back, and I already have the cables going down into all these areas to get it down. So I'm just gonna kind of lay that up there, but you could see tweeter's wired. I've got these connectors here going to this old school Tsunami twisted wire. I believe it's 16 gauge, which is gonna be more than enough. It might even be 14 gauge. No, it's 16. It's gonna be more than enough for the tweeter. Same thing with the mid-range. Since I have to get so many wires to pass through from here in through to the door, because my crossover is going to be here on the door, that means that all the cables I need to pass through this here. So if you could see that in there, I'm kind of zooming into it. That is that corrugated thing you see there, right there. That corrugated tubing or rubber tubing is what brings all the wires from the cabin in through to the door, and it's you know, weatherproofed in that tubing. And I need to get 1, 2, 3, let's see, one from the amp to the crossover, and then from the crossover one cable is going to go to the woofer here, so it doesn't need to go through that tubing. But then for the tweeter and the mid-range, 2 more cables along with the amp cable have to be going through that tubing. So that's why I reduced the wire gauge going to the tweeter and the mid-range, because they'll be fine with a little bit less gauge, and I've got a little bit more room to pass all this stuff through, which I'm doing now with this wire here. This wire is already going through to that tubing there, and it's coming out through here. And this is the wire for the tweeter. This is the wire for the mid-range, which is a I think it's a 16 gauge also. It's a little bit beefier, but I ran out of the Tsunami one, which was very compact. And now I need to try to get this all through. So I'll get back to you guys in a little bit and show you how it all comes out. Alright, so here's another video of where I'm at with things. This is going to be tough to do as I'm moving things around, but let's see if I can give some more light around here and show y'all what is happening. Alright, so basically I was able to run all my cables. There's the adapter for the woofer I've installed. These screws I thought were going to grab a lot better, but I covered the whole back of that adapter with the butyl rope, that second skin butyl rope, so this thing's not budging. And those screws, I guess they're going into that plastic piece and they just keep kind of turning. This one went on super tight. These seem to be holding on really good. I mean, I can't get this thing to budge. So, oh god damn it, I just hope it stays. And then in there you can see that I've got I forget if it's second skin or what it is. See the sound deadening back there, and then that foamy thing. It's actually like a 2-inch thick foam that's back there. Let's see if you guys can see it better. And that goes behind the woofer. Anyway, I've got all the cables running through that little spot back there, that little corrugated, you see it back there. Got them all coming through. They're going through this piece now, which is kind of hanging there now. And I've got all the cables running through there, and then I've got my panel here because what's happening, this the crossover is going to be mounted on this panel. And let's see if I can kind of move this around. All right, so shit. All right, hold on. All right, so there's the door, there's my door, and here's the door panel that sticks onto it. I'm kind of holding it with my foot. And you see all those cables sticking out through there? It's because the crossover is going to go there. So yeah, this is a shitload of work. So right now I want to get this done because now I know the gist of what I'm doing, and I can hopefully do the other door a lot faster. So as you can see, let's see if you can see this. Here's the back of this door. So I'll zoom out a little bit. There's just laying there, and if we look right there, here's where all my speaker cables are running in through here to go into that pocket on the door, and that's where the crossover is going to be mounted. I've already drilled all the holes and all that shit. And now let's take a look at what I'm doing with the woofer, which is installing all this foam stuff. Oh, please stay. Okay, installing this right here, which is this this right here. This is made by Fast Rings, and I've got the other one in here. It's for 6 to 6.5 inch speakers. It's working pretty damn well. The other one's for the other door, and this is what it's looking like. Here's my JBL Stadium GTO 6.5 fucking fiber cone. This thing's badass. And then there you can see that I put that foam in the back. That's a little area where it came together. But you can see how that's going to decouple the speaker as it's mounted to that bracket that I just put on. And then on the front, we get that piece there that goes in the front. So I'm excited about how this is coming out. Alright, so here's another video. I'm actually getting somewhere. This has been a shitload of work, but there's the woofer mounted where it needs to be, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. Nothing's moving, everything's nice and tight. I do have to put on this ring here. God, there's shit everywhere, and I'm working in this tight ass garage because it's been raining out. It's been raining for like 2 days straight after not raining at all for weeks, barely raining for weeks. So this goes on here, and the issue I might have is that here I took off the door panel, and basically I'm gonna, let me just really quickly say, here are all the cables that are coming from the amp. So all these cables here I'm gonna Tessa tape together, so they essentially look almost like stock cable like this. So it's gonna be all Tessa taped together. Everything you're looking at here, all Tessa taped together, and then it all needs to make it through the door, because I'm mounting, so here's the door panel down here. I'm mounting the crossover in here, so part of it will be sticking out of the crossover for the mids, or I'm sorry, for the woofer and tweeter, and then the crossover for the mid-range is going to go there, and I'll show you guys a video of that later. I've already made my mounting holes. They're tough to see. And down here is where all these cables that I showed, that bundle's coming in from down here. So if I show you the other side of this panel, you can see where I cut the foam, and that's the hole where everything needs to go through. And the tricky part now is going to be installing everything, and then having the wires not be too long for when I put this all back in, because I don't want shit rattling. So it's going to be tricky, but I'm getting there. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say, going back to this ring, see, this already has a shape to it where the woofer goes. So let's see, this thing would be like that on top. So I don't know how well this is gonna work. So I don't want this stuff bending and doing something it's not supposed to. So I don't know, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere.